Except that I'm sneaking up on him because we are still in the midst of a dangerous scenario on our end. And I don't know about his dangerous scenario that he's also trying to sneak away from.
You get a glimpse of where he's going, so you can follow him even though he's trying to sneak away.
And that leads us into the next text.
That will lead you into the next text. Are we going to keep doing this game, or are you eventually going to stop and talk to each other?
Well, I guess eventually he'll pass out because he just keeps getting exhausted.
Yeah.
Whereas I have all these, like, endurance shit that I can get bonuses on rolls to not be exhausted. So I think I can just keep going at this longer than he can, and eventually he'll pass out.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So eventually, Anton, you just can't go any further. You're just too exhausted. You basically slump over next to a tree. And after a few minutes, you see a half orc looking up at you as you're trying to catch your breath. The half orc does have a bow and arrow out.
I'll never be your slave. You'll have to kill me first.
Alright, I shoot him in the head. No, I point the bow and arrow at his head, though, and I say, "Who are you?"
Anton Bartz. I'm trying to remember my.
No, I don't actually care what your name is. I mean, who are you?
I'm with the settlers that are somewhere here in these woods.
I sigh and I squint at him, and I... Hold on a sec, let me check my inventory real quick. Stupid sheet. Apparently I still have my senses listed as senses. Just as I thought. No rope. Alright. Get on your feet. Slowly.
He will put his hands behind his head.
Right, and I'm going to gesture in a direction, and I say, walk in that direction, and I'll follow behind you. I'll keep the arrow pointed at him.
Even though he said he'd rather be dead than a slave, he keeps going.
It'll take you like all day to get back to the campment, so it'll actually you could literally stop in the middle of the night, or you could just walk the entire time.
I mean, I'm not going to, but clearly he'll pass out again because we're not resting, and he didn't rest before.
Well, at this point, you're not running, so that's helping.
I mean, he could still... I don't know if he's being chased still.
At this point, you believe Anton believes that he lost the warg.
Also entirely on the Forville side of things. King has been gone for a day now.
Yeah, how does Forvel feel about King being gone for a day?
It doesn't affect him. Like, King can take care of himself.
Okay, so we're not concerned about maybe our own hunters being abducted in the wilderness. Good to know. Good planning.
I'm worried about building right now.
Yeah.
If Aubryn doesn't check in with the hunters, being a ranger, that's not on me.
I'm just saying, Forville's gonna get finished with the building project, looked up and realized there's only 3 people left at camp. Huh, maybe I should have paid attention.
Eventually, you do get back to camp with Anton, and Anton, you see a bunch of faces that are familiar to you. You see some of the people you were traveling with, like Tydell and some of the other folks that were at Daryl. You see Aubryn the Green. You see Forvel just barking orders at people and like criticizing all the woodwork they're doing.
Seeing Aubryn there, Anton will report to her, saying, "We've been captured. I managed to escape. I've left King and I'm trying to remember the NPC's name behind."
I'm right here. I'm standing literally right next to you.
Coriel. Coriel and Daryl were the two that were
Coriel
left
and Daryl.
behind. Yeah. She says,
Sorry.
Where are you? Where did they go?"
I couldn't tell direction when I was running.
Okay, you gotta. As you're talking, I'm assuming you're like in like labored breaths and whatnot as well.
Yeah, he's heaving and like looking around, doing this with his hand, like he's trying to remember which direction they had come from.
Aubryn actually offers you to lay down in her, basically in her bed, and just relax and rest. We'll talk after you get a rest. Here, and she gives you some water and a little bit of the food that they have.
All right, I'll go and lay down.
That's the grandma, right?
Aubryn, I guess so. I don't know.
I mean, the one we always describe as an old woman.
Yes.
She's more middle-aged, but yes,
Yeah, well, I'm 16, so old woman.
true. So after about 8 hours, you will get that full rest. You're back to your normal stats. You're no longer fatigued or exhausted. You also finally gain back 2 health points. And of course, Aubryn and them will heal you if you need it.
That would be a major yes, please.
Aubryn also thanks King, by the way, for finding him.
Yeah, but finding him meant I didn't find any food. I mean, unless you plan on eating him.
I was not, no.
Right, in which case it was a wasted hunting trip.
I think a waste of a hunting trip is giving us a boost of a morale that somebody else survived. Sometimes we just take what we can get.
Now I have to worry that our cave system is connected to a troglodyte cave system. Out of character.
I can actually answer that for you without even worrying about it. By the way, you're healed at full, by the way, Arcloid, because she in the first like 3 channels is 22 HP.
I only needed like 12, so it's all good.
Alrighty. And I can tell you for a fact that you are not connected to that cave system because this cave is pretty shallow, comparatively. In fact, you've checked that out already. There's enough room inside the cave to maybe huddle everybody together uncomfortably, but it is doable.
Well, yeah, but we're only going to use the cave for storage anyway. That's why we're building huts and everything outside the cave.
Yes. And just can you guys give me like 5 minutes while you discuss what your next plan is, now that the 3 of you are at least in the same place?
Sure.
Yep.
I gotta go check on the puppy.
Yeah. I'll start the moment you take your headset off. There you go.
Thank you.
I mean, it's no good that we do have a troglodyte base literally 2 hexes away from us. Not that we know exactly where it's at in character. Since Anton got lost.
At least we have a direction to go in.
That's the problem, is we don't. Anton's directions are, I got lost.
He
We
was
still know
left
the
me here.
distance. Like it's at least a lead.
I don't know that we know the distance either. Again, Anton got totally lost and went in random directions. I found him literally 3 hexes away from where the troglodyte base actually is.
Fair enough.
I mean, clearly we know where it's at out of character. We can see it. I'm just saying that it's us seeing it, we don't actually know where it's at.
I didn't have it. I didn't have it pulled up because I wasn't there. So
What's the... Okay. I was saying it's the only map that we're on. But if you weren't even looking at the Roll20, then...
Yep. But yeah, like on my end, especially because like we do have a very centralized location for what's for the area. I think we just start to sweep out.
Well, we gotta finish the building first.
Yeah.
It's only been, I think, like 3 days, so we've only just finished the palisades with a giant hole in it where the gates are gonna be.
Gates. The gates is probably is probably easily argued to be part of what's done, because it's just the moving of a structure.
Well, we also have to build the fuck, I can't remember what it's called. You remember the platform
walkway.
along the inner edge?
Yep.
Yeah, we still got to do that. Your watchtower at the top of the cave, the huts themselves. We don't want people.
Well, we're not doing the watchtower at the top of the cave because of the fact that we wanted the look over.
Right. I'm saying both might be a good idea. Because again, you have the look over so that they don't just like sit in front of the palisade on the other side and we can't do anything to them. But having a lookout at the front of the cave elevated will also give us vision further out. I mean, we could also argue that we've probably deforested a good area in front of the cave itself, which creates an open space for us to see anybody emerging from the woods.
Oh, guaranteed.
Like that scene at the beginning of Gladiator, where they're fighting and the barbarians come rushing out of the woods.
Like, once we have the wall done, like, I think a better place for the watchtower would be to use the existing structure of the wall. And they can support each other.
I don't know. I have no strong argument in the case either way. I mean, we also want to make sure we get the housing built. We don't want people exposed to the elements once it starts getting colder. And we also want space to put the farming in because we need long-term survival. Farming and not. I can't think of the word where you keep animals, pens and whatnot.
Yeah.
Pasturing.
Yeah, chickens and whatnot.
Yeah, so like Forval's role, unless he's called out, is going to be like the logistical setup of all that stuff.
I just don't think that we should go out sweeping the area until that's done. We need to keep our home in check before
Fair enough.
inviting trouble.
So what's the plan? Hello.
It's more of the same.
Plan is to kill everybody and join the bad guys.
Did you say kill everybody and join the what?
Yeah, while you were
Join the bad
gone,
guys.
I slit at Anton's throat and dumped his body into the well water so it would poison everybody biologically. Me and Forvel both knew not to drink the water, so when everybody else started getting diseases and whatnot, we would sneak out with all the riches and wealth that we've accumulated up over time, head to the troglodyte cave where we would offer that as a supplication so that we could join the winning side. Or not, whatever works.
Or we could play the game.
You know, I actually, in a weird way, I half expect that to happen still. Anyway. But no, seriously, what is... So the three of you together now. Anton, I'm assuming you will eventually tell them like what you saw with the troglodytes and whatnot. If you want to roleplay it, go right ahead.
Well, I'm having a bad memory day, so like I wouldn't remember the names of who did what, but he would tell them, that I saw the hobgoblin that captured us making a deal with a small group of troglodytes at the mouth of the cave. That was so many days ago, just before I left.
Okay.
Would have been 3 days,
yeah, about 3 days.
So in that time, based off rolls, I expect
have
that
the
the walls will be
palisades are up,
done.
yeah. Yeah, the
and we
walls
could
are
also
done.
probably move that pre-existing structure that was against the cave to create the gate just without doors.
What pre-existing structure? You mean the one you made during the storm?
Yeah, so the one that we made during the storm over the gate.
Okay.
The intention was to move that over the cave, to move that to where the gate will be.
Okay. That's fine then. So I assume that's all done. So at the very least, you have like this palisade with like an outcropping where the cave is. How big is your space inside where the palisade is?
It's big enough to that we can build up like some like animal pens, some spaces to grow food, spots for huts, use the inside as storage.
So this is what
And
I
we
want
would
to
have
do
cleared
then.
space out from the outside of the cave
I'd say
to
about
build out in the
10,000
process
square
of
feet
getting the
sounds
trees.
good, right?
I'm sorry, 10,000 square feet?
Yeah, 10,000 square feet.
Is that even? Jesus Christ.
I mean, that's comparable to the size of a small warehouse.
I was actually going to ask you to draw it.
Well, we have no vision of scale, so.
Each square would be like a foot? I don't know.
Okay, here. I'm gonna just drop something into. That house there is 10,000 square feet. A similar size space to that.
Okay.
Not the
And-
land that's on. That's like a bunch of acres, but the house itself is 10,000 square feet.
All right. I mean, like, if you want to like try and draw it in the thing there, I will leave that up to any of you if you want to tackle it.
If anything, I'll make something on Incarnate.
Okay.
Well, I was just trying to put feetage to it because we want to all the wood that we need. As we said when you were away, it's gonna be cleared out from the space in front of the cave, which means it's gonna leave a lot of empty space between the outside of the palisade and the start of the forest again. So we have a lot of open vision.
Yeah, I am under the presumption that is what has happened at this point. So, all right.
But
So
we
just,
need a lot of room on the inside of the palisade, though, for structures, for people to live, storage. Well, I guess the cave itself is storage, but also farmland and places to keep animals.
Yeah. So that is the plan then, huh?
Yep.
Anyway, so that's where that's at. After Anton relays all the information, what else do you do then?
Forvel is again focused on setting up the interior properly.
Okay.
So if he's consulted about what to do, he'll take part gladly. But his go-to is going to be head down focus.
Alrighty. King? And as you're thinking about it, you need to build that for Forvel. King and Anton, what about you two? What are you two going to do now that for Anton, you finally got rest?
Same thing I do every day, Panky.
Take over the world or go hunting?
Why can't you do both?
Okay.
He's going to hunt over the world.
And Anton,
Take
what
over
would
the
you like
hunt.
to do for the day today?
So he's going to try to re-equip.
There's not much in terms of equipment. You do find nobody has like really a rapier, unfortunately. But you do get a short sword, which I believe is also a finesse weapon.
Yes.
So at the very least, you won't be necessarily like naked. You know what I mean?
We also have some masterwork daggers.
Yes, there are those too, and you do get and you are given a piece of leather armor because they do have that.
For armor?
Leather, just regular leather, not studded, unfortunately.
Okay.
I know it's a downgrade, but you can get your equipment back soon, if you're lucky.
So let's see. Trying to figure out how to do armor again in the sheet.
Also, does anybody within the group want a battle axe?
Nobody really looks to claim it, unfortunately. So it looks like that's probably still on the table.
We'd have to fix it, but it's masterwork. So it would be easier to hit with.
I see. Okay. After about a day, and by the way, you can all make your rolls, by the way, if you want.
With a 44, the next thing that we're working on is I'm doing a combination of I'm doing the frame for the walkway on the wall,
Uh-huh.
and I'm doing the frame for the first round of huts.
So, all right, you're getting you basically have the setup for the frame, and Kinning is doing the bulk of the work there with a couple of the farmers.
Okay.
And King, you come back with a big buck elk that's worth about let's see, worth about 5 provision points by itself. So that's like 5 rat. You cut that thing, quarter it out, smoke that meat. That's like 5. That's 5 days of meals right there for at least one person if they only eat that.
Okay.
Other hunters, you want to roll them real quick? Remember, you're -1 because one of them is injured.
All right. I will throw up. I will throw up 2 rolls.
Also, I should just point out, Anton, if you want to check out the equipment list that's up, you can look at that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Group
assuming
rations and items.
Yeah. One of them comes back with a rabbit that's worth 1 point. Another comes back with 3 rabbits. They're worth 3 points. So they went rabbit hunting. And real quick, where are you on the rations at the moment, or on the provisions?
We have 11 days just from where we were, and then I have a plus 15 on top of that for what we've brought in.
Okay, just checking on that. All those items that are in the list there, I'm presuming that is the group work so that everybody can.
I didn't
use.
keep track of anything that the other group would have brought, but this is all the stuff that I'm aware that we have.
What other group?
You talking about Team Long Shadow?
Yeah. This does have their rations on here, but nothing of the stuff that they got on the way.
Yeah, didn't you guys also grab a bunch of stuff too? Did you by chance write that down, Arcloid?
I'm pretty sure they did.
I mean, the problem is I think it would have gone back and forth between Gary and Arcloid writing it down.
I mean, I can check Gary's sheet too, but I'm just asking for I'm just doing this for inventory. So
I just mean that it was travel time where Arcloid wasn't here because he was sick that day, and that it was only Gary. And then the next time Gary was gone, it was only Arcloid. So
yeah, that's true. Let me check Gary's sheet as well.
I was an NPC, so I wasn't keeping track. I was too busy plotting on how to kill an elf.
How long would it take me to teach Perry how to use a bow?
Are you still teaching him Celestial?
Yes.
Or are you gonna stop doing that to teach him a bow?
No. Celestial first, then a bow.
Okay. First off, for the teaching of that probably will take a little time if you practice each day. That would be what kind of check would that be?
On my end, it would be profession.
Profession educator or profession archer?
My profession is teacher.
That works. I'll
You're
allow
a
it.
12-year-old teacher?
Yeah.
I've seen Stranger Things.
I have too. I stopped at season 2.
So I've got a 16, and and that's just like one of the many checks I would have made. I would have been spending regular time with him.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Roll 2 more times just to count as like passing time for that. Oh shit.
So you hit him in the
It's-
head twice with a log.
It's starting out very poorly, mostly because Perry was trying to recover from nearly dying. But after a while, he's starting to get the hang of using the bow because he's actually never used one before.
But Mr. Forvel, what does this have to
Also-
do with speaking Celestial?
Oh, so Celestial, he's probably already got, because I've been doing that from the beginning, and kids learn languages fast.
Not all
He-
kids. Some kids are dumb.
Yeah, I as one of those kids that really always struggle to learn a language, some people are just better at it than others.
Cool.
Also, they have
That's
to
fine.
be interested.
So, I'm gonna give you a list of items that are on your added to your inventory right now. Okay.
I'm going to take it one composite longbow from our group list,
Uh-huh.
because that is what I would have given to Perry.
I think the problem with
Alright.
Perry's education is that he's getting over a trauma right now because he almost died. Like, I don't know how long ago it was. A couple days?
Sure.
Like 4 days ago? 5 days ago?
Closer to a week at this point.
Still,
'cause
that's
the
pretty
composite
close.
longbow uses dex, so I'm going to give him the dex-based thing versus the strength.
So, whoever has control of the list of treasure and stuff you have, I want you to add the following things to it, please.
Mhm.
3 potions of cure light wounds. 3 alchemist fires. 3 short spears. 3 smoke sticks.
Not for minors.
10 masterwork arrows. And 45 gold.
I'll pop that onto my sheet.
Oh, there's one more thing. There's a necklace. I believe somebody found a magic necklace that from Team Long Shadow that they did not identify. Is that correct?
I believe so.
I can appraise it.
Let
Or I
me
can do the
pull up-
spellcraft.
I would like to pull up my notes on that, so give me a second, please. But yes, can you please get that ready? Oh, you also have a feather token, which was not used. I almost forgot about that. That was also needed to be appraised.
Got it. Well, I believe it was it was appraised to see if it was magical, but then spellcraft to see what it did.
That is correct.
First, second.
And this is for which one?
First one was for the necklace, second was for the ring.
Yeah, they're both magical.
Cool. Necklace, ring.
Let me see. Well, the ring is a ring of protection +1.
Okay.
And I'm looking for my notes on the necklace because I did write it down. Give me a second, please.
Who wants that ring of protection +1? What's everyone's sort of...
Rochambeau for it.
I have 7 health, so it would be really cool if it wasn't as easy to hit me. But I already do have a magical item.
I also tend to stay in the front lines where I'm getting swung at all the time.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine with that.
But I'm also very keen to the concept of luck being a fortunate factor and who lives and who dies, which is why I'm willing to Rochambeau you for it.
No. You're big. That'll hurt. No.
Well, life is pain.
As I'm looking for it, I realize you do have a few other items that I do need to point out.
Mhm.
Including a piece of what looks like raw aquamarine stone, which, if you do an appraise, I can tell you how much it's worth.
Absolutely, I will. $17.
That's enough. That stone alone is worth about 250 gold.
Does Aquamarine have the ability to sort of transfer and hold magical qualities?
It could, yes.
Okay.
You can use it as such, at least. And there's still a little bit more money that you also got. I'm going through like every single encounter that the
All good.
Long Shadow team did, because
Mhm.
some of them were in the book, some of them I made up. So
All right. Yeah, no, like I'm still good to write down whatever.
yeah, I apologize for like drawing this to a crawl. Fuck is that necklace?
It's the necklace of we win.
No.
I tried.
I found it. Oh yeah, that I knew it was a minor thing like that. It is a necklace of natural armor +1.
What does that mean?
So, you know how like the Ring of Protection gives you a +1 for your AC as a bonus?
Mhm.
Natural armor is a separate bonus that does not does stack with the Ring of Protection. So wearing the necklace and the ring gives you basically a +2 to your AC.
Well, I
Okay.
assume the necklace doesn't stack with actual armor, though.
It does not, no.
Right.
That's why it's called natural armor. That's how they like get it.
That's why I was saying it out
over
loud, but
on
I already wear armor, so that's clearly for the boy.
No. If you wear it, you get a +1 to your AC on top of whatever armor you have.
Oh, you just said it didn't stack.
No, it doesn't. It does stack, is what I'm saying.
No. So the reason I think I can hear the clarification thing. The necklace of natural armor does or does not work if you are wearing armor.
It does work if you're wearing armor.
Okay.
The way like the Pathfinder is weird because they have multiple they have multiple things that stack or don't stack when it comes to armor or armor class and all that stuff. So,
Okay.
for example, if you have like a bonus that's a +1 to natural armor and a bonus plus a +1 deflection bonus to AC, that's basically a +2 on top of your AC. But if you have like a +1 natural armor and then a +3 natural armor, you just take the highest number and the other thing is useless to you.
All right. In that case, how do we want to dole out the +1 armor classes?
Okay, since you don't want a Rochambeau, how about I flick a coin in the air and you call it before it hits the ground?
I'm fine with that.
Alright,
That's
so
cool.
in actuality, die roll. 1 is heads, 2 is tails. Sound good?
Yep.
So you just say heads or tails right now, and then I'll roll a
Heads,
d2.
baby.
What did I say? 1 was heads and 2 was tails?
Yep.
Yes.
So you want a 1 to win.
Yep.
Alright, guess it's yours.
All right. I'll take the ring.
No, I took the ring. You take the necklace.
Okay, I'll accept that.
I said I already took the ring. You gave it up when you didn't want a Rochambeau for it. This is for the necklace.
I'm surprised nobody checked in with Anton on either of those.
Anton was there. If Anton wants it, he can have it.
I'm willing to kick Anton in the dick to see if he wants.
There's a few other items. You do have a potion and a bunch of magical arrows that were not identified. So just do the spell craft on those.
Yep.
That
Potion,
is really good
arrows.
more armor since I'm another front miner pretty much.
If you want the armor, go for it.
The potion is a potion of protection from arrows, for what it's worth. And the magical arrows is you have 6 +1 merciful arrows.
I mean, you can have all the magical arrows you want. I don't really care about those.
So you know what merciful does. Give you the description. It gives you an extra d6 points of damage, but all that damage is considered non-lethal damage.
Okay.
They are pretty good if you're doing it to like suppress people or capture somebody, but otherwise, that's up to you.
Okay.
So that's that one. There's like 2 more encounters I'm going through, so I apologize again.
This is the survival crawl. It's all good.
I want to make sure you get everything in one place as well. You do have a spyglass. I should make a note of that. You also have a rope with a grappling hook. A fine woolen cloak. If you want to do an appraise check on it, you can find out how much it is. It is not magical, though.
Also, it rains a lot around here, so it's probably not even good around here.
It is worth about 100 to 150 gold, depending on who you sell it to.
It's really itchy.
You also have 3 javelins.
Anybody want those before I document them?
Not me.
Did somebody take the +1 longbow from Keelok's place?
Yeah, somebody did. We had a whole conversation about it. Oh wait, that was
you.
that? No, I'm pretty sure it was you.
Whatever one uses dex was for damage was the one given to me.
No, because mine was the one that was based on strength.
Okay, yeah. So in that case, it's me.
That's why we had a
Okay.
whole conversation about me taking it, and I realized you couldn't use mine as well as I could, and this one would help you more. That's why you took it.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure the Keelok fight actually had everything divvied out then.
Well, the bow was. I remember that.
Yeah, because it was rolling with dex versus rolling with strength to hit.
All right, I'm just double checking. I think I got everything then, except no, you didn't do that one. Okay. Oh, you also have poisons. You do have. I don't think you used them all from the York fight. The oil of Taggets. I believe there's like 5 of those vials of poison left.
So when people start winding up dead from poison, we'll all know what happened.
And you also have
4 vials of anti-poison.
Oh, my apologies. I actually made a mistake. That amulet of the necklace of natural armor is a +2, not a +1.
Cool.
Sorry about that.
And gets a +2.
Yes, and 375 gold added on top of your pile there.
Things to remember to take off of Forville's dead body.
I have scrolls, so this might actually be very, very useful.
A short bow. And one short bow and a +1 dagger.
That actually changes something on the list then.
Okay.
I will not be putting the short bow on the list. I would give Perry the short bow, not the long bow. Or the composite bow.
That's perfectly fine. All right. And I think that's actually everything. So everything should be caught up, and I'm hoping the list is updated.
That was a +1 dagger.
What's Forville's AC now?
Forville's AC is unchanged. Anton got the item.
The amulet of +2.
Yep. Because he's front line. I'm always in the back.
Alright, things to loot off of Anton's dead body.
Stop looting off of dead bodies that aren't dead yet.
I said his dead body.
One thing that I would note, whenever Forville got the chance, actually no, it won't even matter because he was focused. It'll be continuing on. It will be continuing on. I'm actually curious. Could we use this spyglass?
You could.
To create some sort of like
death ray?
Not death ray. I would love that. Like the equivalent of a sniper rifle of a bow.
Of a bow, he said. You remember back when you said no more guns? He said bow. Although you understand how stupid that would be.
You're gonna use a spyglass to make a scope for a bow.
So yeah, so the idea would be to figure out the way to mount it and the distance that it would have to be ejected to properly aim. But also attaching it in a way that doesn't alter the bow, so it doesn't mess it up.
You do realize that most scopes for bows are basically just like a little tube with like the target thing on there, right? Is that what you're talking about? Like literally modifying the spyglass to like be on top of the bow?
Oh no, absolutely not. I'll use it for something else.
You know, you could put the sniper. You could make a sniper for a crossbow, and that would make perfect sense.
We don't have a crossbow.
Do we not? Okay.
Your
What you could do
crossbow-
is you could build a tower super tall, and you could focus the light of the sun through and aim it at trees in the distance.
You have 6 heavy crossbows.
Oh, in that case, yeah, no, I will absolutely. I'll absolutely suggest to our blacksmith to be like, hey, let's make a really good scoped crossbow.
Keening actually looks at you funny and says, "Are you out of your fucking mind?
Yeah, absolutely. What's the problem?
What's the point or purpose of putting a scope on a crossbow?"
If someone's trying to get away or if there's a problem, we can have someone on a higher position and they have better range.
Wouldn't a regular bow just be better?
But a scope wouldn't work quite as well on that, based off of what we have. I'm going away. That was just a thought.
Look, if you want to try and do it, fine, but I don't think we have the resources for this.
Yep. Like, he just said the idea to someone, it popped into his head, and he just walks away.
Fair enough. Maybe later you might be able to get away with doing the scope crossbow, but we'll see.
Oh, if it's later, I'm doing more than a scoped crossbow. But
Who's gonna use it is the better question.
someone who's proficient with crossbows.
Oh man, you should put spikes on those
I think that's
balls of yours, and then put rope around them, like and throw them at people like a bolas, so that when they hit them, they put into their skin, and it automatically soaks them into blood.
That's not a bad idea.
I think the only one that can use a crossbow is Anton.
And he only uses light crossbows.
There you go. You gotta wait for a light crossbow to do it. But then you're also gonna have to modify the spyglass and cut it down, even anyway.
I'll figure something out. I have some ideas.
As you have ideas, eventually in the evening, Auburn does actually call a council.
Show up.
You, King, Anton, and the only other two that are there are Jet and Kinning.
Just a woman,
So
isn't it?
Yeah, Jet is a woman.
Sorry, I remember there was confusion before because I'm always thinking of the guy from Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah. No, she's a woman. Auburn, Kinning, and Jet are all women. And Auburn basically calls you all in and says, "Okay, so we've been busy all day, but I really wanted to talk. What are we planning to do about these troglodytes? Because according to Anton, they are apparently like within a couple of days from here."
I say they're dangerous, and we should either try to bargain with them or get rid of them.
Well,
Kinning
I mean, they don't actually know that we're here, so if we don't alert them to our presence, we are safe for the time being.
Kinning actually points out if we're really gonna try and bargain with troglodytes, well, you might as well just bargain with the goddamn hobgoblins, because there's really no difference between them.
Well, the smells a major difference.
Be that as it may, she says, kind of pointing at you, like you said that your hobgoblin that captured you was talking to them, right? They're probably already trying to make an alliance. How can we match that?
I think we take him out.
don't know that we're here. If we do
Well-
go against them, we alert them that we're here, and any allies they have are going to know something happened to them, even if we do take them out.
Jet says, but how long do you think we can hide from them if they're close by?
Long
If they
enough to
start-
prepare.
Oh, that I completely agree with. I think that we make sure that we find where they are. We make sure that the people here are prepared in case something happens. We make sure the base infrastructure is set up so they can defend themselves. We don't just rush in half-cocked. We handle it properly.
We need to come up with a plan in case we're attacked. We don't need to know where they are if we have a plan to take care of them if they come here.
All right, so then, well, the palisade's already built, Auburn asks, right?
The palisade is built, so the walls are good. Within one more day, we should also have walkways
Okay.
if it goes as planned.
So at the very least, we are in a position where we can defend.
We have a
And
number of people that almost died to a storm. I don't think we're going to assault a troglodyte lair and come back as strong as we were before.
How many people are actually able to fight right now?
What, 6?
Well, I mean, I can give you like the official number if you want.
I'm just
what's the
counting.
official number?
I was counting the hunters plus us player characters.
Okay, so the hunters have been mostly just the peasants and some of the peasants and whatnot, as well as Tydel and LaRosa.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Tydel, LaRosa, you got Garriott, you got Erdan, Auburn. I'm talking. These are all the people that have had combat experience, is who I'm basically giving you right now. And you also have the 3 NPCs that came with Daryl that are still alive: Davrin, Landra, and Remo.
Yeah, so we get those guys prepared, and everyone else at least semi-functional with like a dagger. While we build up, and then in that time we can figure out exactly where they are, and then we can go from there.
Auburn says, "Okay, why not just do a scouting mission first on them? Maybe we can like get a little bit of information of where their
Well, that's
cave
part
is
of it.
first."
If we alert them to our presence, they might do a scouting mission back on us. And then, if they have formed an alliance with the hobgoblins, they will tell them or sell our presence to them, and we will be vastly outnumbered by whatever is out there. If they don't know that we're here, we always have the advantage. We're not a military settlement that's ready to strike out. We're a group of survivors that needs to keep its mind on the surviving part of that aspect.
The problem is, if we're not careful, we're just gonna sit here and wait and do nothing.
We're building up.
We need more people. We're actually gonna need more supplies eventually to build up like that.
Okay, how about this? I'm in charge of building.
Kinning is about to say something, but she stops herself. You see her just
A couple of
smirking.
people rub their heads from like a hit with logs.
I got the plans. Like, people are helping, they're doing an incredible job. I'm not so like between me and Kinning, when it comes down to it, the building part, I think we've got that covered and can make those decisions with input.
Okay.
Who's going to be in charge of surviving? Who's going to be in charge of when we strike? We can't just have everybody in charge of everything.
Well, actually, usually that's how these militias work. You put one person in charge of everything.
And how long do they last?
For life or until they get assassinated.
Exactly.
Which is usually the
Act-
same. One and the same, really.
Jet says, actually, around this area, it depends. Sometimes they don't last that long because you got bad leadership and other people just don't want to do what they say.
See? I don't want to I don't want to worry about everybody in feelings. Feelings are icky. I'm going to worry about the material stuff, and I'll give my input where is needed. Instead of having one person in charge, we have a council. That's what we're doing. We just haven't formalized what people's roles are.
Everybody looks at each other, I guess.
And like, as they're looking at each other, I will go into like an explanation of some like long forgotten detailed historical council that was super successful but nobody knows about because intelligence 19.
Roll a history check.
Okay.
Like, it's also probably from my ancestral home, not from like actual here.
Yeah, go for it. I mean,
14.
you get into this such a long-winded discussion about it. It seems like you're losing the crowd because like
here's my problem: is that the moment he starts doing that, and the moment I see people starting to lose interest, I'm gonna fire back with my own personal backstory of all the assassinations of the leaders that I've been around in the councils and the great ideas they've been in, and the whole reason why I had to travel south here because the guy who controlled the territory I lived in was fucking murdered and usurped by his own clanmates because they disagreed with his own plans.
Go ahead and roll your history check.
Well, I mean, that's personal history, though. That's not education. I was there for all parts of it.
Local knowledge, if you have it, then.
What am I rolling for? Shouldn't this be a charisma check? Because literally, I'm just telling my own story.
All right, I'll let you do the charisma.
I like how I just argued myself into a worse roll.
I know.
I'm just saying it doesn't make sense to roll a history check. I'm literally telling you what I know about myself. What is this? What is diplomacy?
What is this?
Well, I'm trying to figure out what charisma skill would even... It's not perform. Diplomacy?
I mean, diplomacy is something you can use that for.
I mean, all my charisma skills are 0. That's why I just roll diplomacy as a catch-all. Hell, all my rolls would have been the same. Even my knowledge local would have been 0 when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
I'm the smart boy of the group.
Well, again, I'm not going off of ages past. This was what the Council of 7 once did. I'm saying, when I was a boy, or when I turned into a man, this is what happened.
When I was a boy, looking at how young you are.
Well, yeah, but I've had a harder life than you had.
Arbrin basically says, look, I'm fine with actually...
Oh, okay, let's get into fisticuffs.
No, Arbrin says, I'm fine building up here, but we need to make a decision on what we're going to do with this, because sooner or later they will find us if it's that close in proximity.
100%.
And if they won't, then the hobgoblins will, especially if they're working together and, ferrying people and passengers.
Surprise is our only advantage, and the moment we give that up with a stupid search party or stumbling across somebody, word gets out, and we are done. So they don't know about us now, and you seem to think that's a bad thing, but that's our only advantage right now. They outnumber us, they got bounties on our heads, they are hiring everything out there to take us out. The only advantage we have right now is they don't know we're here, and the moment we start putting people out there to try and make war on whatever tribe is nearby is the moment word gets out, and we are fucked.
Here.
Albrin actually asks Anton, did you see any of the Trinchado Rangers out there?
Say it again. I couldn't quite hear you.
Say that again?
Oh, I asked you to say that again.
Did you hear anything about the Trinchado Rangers while you were coming back?
No, I could not understand what tongue they were speaking.
What tongue they were speaking?
Language.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, the hobgoblin was talking with the troglodytes. Otherwise, not too many people were speaking, so I had no opportunity to hear of these rangers.
She thanks you for that information. But she's asking about the rangers that they were looking for while they were in the forest, because you did run into their corpses and stuff.
Oh, we did run into them. Yeah, he would have said something about that then. I'm
But
sorry.
they were all dead, so like
Yeah.
I assume you told her about that.
Yeah.
She's gonna ask. She actually asks you. Did they have anything on them that you can remember that maybe we can use?
He tell the truth. As a player, I don't remember, so I'm not a good font of knowledge for you right now.
I was hoping you would. You had some equipment, but you also had that coded message.
Oh yeah, he sure of that. Oh no, it was stolen from him by the hobgoblin.
Oh shit!
Shit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he has that coded message.
Yeah, hobgoblin has a coded message for you if you really want it.
Maybe we should try and hunt down that hobgoblin.